Hey y'all, how y'all doing? What's up? What's up? So let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna do a review critique of Love and Marriage Huntsville, episode 2 and now 3. We're gonna combine the both. I've been out on vacation, then I got sick. So anyway, we're gonna combine the both, and we're gonna talk about some of the things. So let's go ahead and start with and get this one out of the way and not to rush it, but the most important thing that I think most of us has been interested in concerning this season. And that's the whole harassing communications quote and unquote text message. And we all know what it really was. And we know from how people's original reaction to it was that people were being very judgmental, very Melody is wrong. She's just being bitter. She's being this and that. Why would you do that? Why are you trying to put another black man in prison, in jail for something as small as a text message? And I am so happy to see out of episodes 2 and 3 that there's some revelation there. There's some truth being told. And surprisingly, surprise, that people are actually trying to be in support of Melody and where she's coming from. We see in episode 3, Melody and Miss Nell are talking at the tennis court, and Miss Nell actually asks her what's going on, what's the situation with everything. And Melody explains that to her. And later in Melody's confessional, she says, I'm really glad that she actually asked and checked in and seen what the situation was without just assuming stuff. But she said no, she said she was unhappy with the fact that Miss Nell had started making comments and making a judgment before actually finding out the real deal from her mouth in particular. And I have to say I 100% agree on that. And I know if that were me, if I were Melody in that situation, I would feel some type of way about that when it came to my friend. Because Miss Nell went in, it's like, oh, I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. It's like, okay, but you don't even know what's really going on with that situation. So Miss Nell asks questions, she gets some clarification, and she finds out that he's trying to spread a personal intimate video to the world and actually has shared it with several people. And then Miss Nell says, okay, well, in that case, I probably would have done the same thing you did. I'm like, thank goodness. Thank goodness. So later on in this episode 3, we see, and I'm probably going to jump back to episode 2 because something important in that too. But later on episode 3, we see Melody sitting down with Tisha and Kimmy. And Tisha opens up by asking more detailed information about the text message. She was like, well, was it just harassing communication? Was it just because of a text message? And she's asking specific questions like that. It happened then, and then this happened, and you decided to file at this point. And I would say I appreciate how Tisha asked the question. She asked specific things, and she didn't just jump into I don't think Tisha came in it with a judgmental tone, and I could appreciate that for how she handled that. Because Tisha in the past has definitely come in on judgmental tone when it comes to anything concerning Melody. So I appreciate she didn't come in. She actually asked specific questions, and Melody let her and Kimmy know, no, this is what he did. I wasn't even going to file charges against him until I find out the baby mama is on the social media telling people that she's seen the video and that she's showing it to her sister and everything. So it's like, okay, I was going to let it go, but you really try and dig in with this, and you just trying to share this with everybody. I'm not about to play with you. And the both of them, Tisha and Kimmy, especially Tisha, she was like, now that's some F-boy type stuff. And, she basically agrees that she agreed with how Melody is feeling and why she took it where she took it. Now, what I found interesting is that still Kimmy, she don't really make a statement against it, for it or against it. She's still just kind of like being Miss man cheerleader. Like, she didn't really make a statement that she really understood Melody's position on that. So I found that interesting. But we know how Kimmy is. Kimmy about being a cheerleader for the man. No matter if they were 100% wrong, she gonna cheerlead for the man. So anyway, I could say I really was happy with seeing that, how that went. Now let's jump back into season 2, because we're gonna go ahead and just focus on some things that Melody is doing and addressing, and I like how they have people addressing things from last season at the top of this season, immediately getting things out of the way. So Melody meets with Kiki. Kiki is like, oh yeah, I was wrong. I told my mom what happened between us, and I thought you weren't being supportive of me, and I vented to my mom, and all this stuff got out. And Melody is like, okay, I understand all of that, but you didn't try to address the situation with me first. You went and talked to your mom. Your mom went to the bloggers and spread it. You knew your mom was spreading it to the bloggers, and you still did not fess up and say what was really going on. And Melody was like, for me, that's like a gray area. Like, I don't have space and room in my life for people who I have to question their loyalty and question their intentions when it comes to me. And she said something very important in there. Melody did. She said, the further I grow and get in this life, I know my circle is going to have to get smaller. And because of that, I can't have anybody around that I don't trust fully. And for me, that really hit home, because a lot of people look at successful women and men, but especially women, I feel like we get looked over a lot for a lot of things. And you get labeled as the B word when you are relentless about your goals and your accomplishments, and you don't take mess from nobody. And the thing about that is that you get to a point in life, especially when you get to a certain level. Now, I'm not at Melody's level, but I've gotten to a place where I want to be at I want to progress more and more in my life. So I understand where she's coming from, where you get to a point where you get so busy and so into your own goal and mission and purpose in life that you cannot afford to have people around who are going to be dragging you backwards. People who do not mean you well. And that does not feel good, especially the more people you try to meet and you try to be an inspiration to, which I definitely see Melody as being that type of person, trying to be an inspiration to people, and they stab you in the back. They're doing things to tear you down. They're being in your face and pretend like you're the greatest thing. And then as soon as you do something that they don't like, they're trying to knock down your entire house of cards. And I think some people may look at that scene that Melody had with Kiki and be like, oh, Melody was so mean and coarse and harsh with her. But it's like, we grown women. You got to come to another grown woman. Like, look, this is what it is. This is how it's going to be. You did this and that, and I can't accept that. I got to keep it moving. Me and you ain't got no more dealings. And I appreciate how that was handled. I always rooted for Kiki. I really liked Kiki. And I still like Kiki, but at the same time, Kiki, who wants to be bothered with somebody that they can't trust? You know what I mean? Who wants to be bothered with somebody they can't trust? So Kiki's out, obviously. And then let's go ahead and jump on over to Miss Destiny, talking about people being out and people coming in. Now, Destiny, I see they have her coming in, and she's very much still on the same. I feel like she's still coming on the same storyline. Even though, yes, she's got that situation with Sonny and Moses, I still see her, because you see it in a couple of the upcoming clips. Melody is my biggest problem. I see Destiny coming in again this season in that same position, that she wants to focus on how mean, big, and bad Melody was towards her. And y'all, that makes no flipping sense. It makes no sense why Destiny feels that Melody has done anything to her. Because honestly, y'all, what has Melody done to Destiny? Only things people try to bring up is like, oh, Melody was wrong for bringing up how she helped her pay her light bill. Well, the point was that Destiny kept trying to say that Melody was not for her as a friend, that she completely abandoned her and was not there for her as a friend. And Melody had to bring up, yes, I was there for you as a friend. So why do you keep saying that? Because that's not true. And when the opposite is actually true, y'all, Destiny had a whole marriage and divorce, knowing that her friend at the time, Melody, was going through a bunch of stuff in her marriage. This lady got a complete divorce and then say nothing to Melody about it. But then turns around and gets mad at Melody because Melody don't come to her first when she looking for somebody to watch her kids. Melody don't come to her and help her with her singing career. It's like you're very much giving coleslaw energy, because it's like, why do you feel like this woman owes you anything? And you have the nerve to get mad at her for choosing to live her best life. And just live her best life. She don't owe you anything. What she did owe you, she gave it to you, and that wasn't good enough for you. And then a lot of people can tell snake energy, and I think Melody picked up on that with Destiny. I mean, we see it. The proof is in the pudding now. We see it. She's hanging out with her ex-husband and side chick on a regular basis, and filming her kids and posting them on social media when even Melody can't film and post her kids on social media. So I think what it came down to was Melody could kind of see that Destiny has snake energy, and she slowly pushed herself away from her. And you seen the first thing Destiny did, anybody who had an issue with Melody is who she linked up with. She linked up with Tisha first, and then now she's linked up with Stormy. It's like, Destiny, Melody don't mess with you because you a snake. You're a snake. And it's crazy. It's crazy to say that about Destiny, even though we don't know a whole lot about her, but everything we have seen about her gives very much snake. She was the one that sat up on that stage and thought it was the greatest thing in the world when she knew that Melody's ex-husband had this video that she thought, and most people on that cast thought, was of Melody and another man. She thought it was the greatest thing in the world. That woman couldn't be more excited and happy and giddy about life than when she sat up on that stage and said, Melody, I know stuff about you. I know stuff about you. I know the real you. Just come out, find out with mud on your face that you had it completely wrong, and your best friend Martell Holt had played all of y'all, and now you looking stupid. And I feel like you're getting what you deserve, because you don't do people like that. Just because they don't give to you like you think they should, you want to throw them under the bus, and just air them out, completely air them out, just because they didn't take you along with them on the ride when you was giving snake energy the whole time. Y'all, let's talk about Ken and Latricia. Harper, who this woman? Well, who is Latricia? Because, okay, this is what threw me off about her. Okay, so she gets introduced to us via Stormy. Stormy's claiming that this girl's her friend. Latricia later mentions that she was actually in Stormy's wedding. But this is the part that throws me off. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I was about to say, did y'all see when? But did y'all see when? She was in the kitchen talking to her husband, and she was like, well, I had to check with Stormy to see if it was okay to bring Tisha on as a client and train her. And the husband goes into talking about people having skeletons in their closet. And then Latricia follows up with saying, yeah, because I got plenty of skeletons. I needed 2 closets to put my skeletons in. What are they talking about, y'all? They did not get into that. Like, what does Tisha have to do with people having skeletons in their closet? And why does Latricia need to ask Stormy in order to train Tisha? Because, okay, Stormy's just your friend, but Stormy dictates who you train. I don't get that part. And I definitely don't get the whole skeletons. Like, what are they trying to say with this? So, I don't know. The two of them are kind of coming in a little weird on that. Now, supposedly, Latricia was married to somebody for a long period of time. They had 2 kids together, and then her fiance now, Ken, I don't think he was married, but he's got a daughter from a previous relationship, and supposedly they're trying to have a blended family, and they feel like they're equally yoked and they're the best people for one another. And then she was talking about how Latricia was talking about how she had to keep her and Ken's relationship a secret for a period of time because people was used to her seeing her with her ex-husband. I don't know, y'all. They got some weird stuff going on, and I hopefully they ain't moving in like what was that lady's name? Lewis and what the heck was their name? Oh shoot, I forgot their names already. Lewis and dang, y'all, I forgot their names already. But anyway, where they got a bunch of unanswered questions and we out here guessing what they got going on. I ain't got time for that. Like, no. Please give us full storylines, keeping it 100, or y'all can just go ahead and hit stage left. Now, I do like how they look as a couple, and I'm hoping they can bring something to this show, but hopefully not no mess. I don't want no stupidity. Like, what are we talking about with skeletons in our closets? Like, I don't know about them. I don't know about the situation, especially when it's Stormy bringing them in. It looks very suspect to me. So we're going to see what happens with these two, y'all. Y'all, so let's talk about Sunny. I really just can't even stand to even see this girl's forehead no more. I can't stand to hear her voice. She is so incredibly annoying. She meets up with Tisha. Now, like, we're jumping back to episode 2. Sorry, y'all. She meets up with Tisha and Kimmy. And, she just giving so desperate, pick me, my man energy. And it's like, Sunny, like, girl, you supposed to be successful and smart. It's out of all that successfulness and smartness, you still don't have a freaking clue, girl. Like, it's not cute to look so desperate. I don't know if she knows that that's what it's giving, but it's giving desperate. And it's giving, I don't have a lot of life experience, because there's no way in the world you just slide in with some man. And she admits that this dude was talking to several people while he was talking to Destiny. You slide in and figure out, oh, this is your husband. I'm like, girl, how? How you figure this is your husband? He's playing Destiny. You know they have somewhat of a serious relationship, and he's dating other people. How is this your husband? I'm sorry, Sunny, you're giving desperate. And I'm lonely. And I'll accept anything that looks decent, because Moses is one of those people. He's got that whole aesthetic that a lot of women are going for right now. And I think that's all she wanted. She wanted him to sort of kind of have some sort of a job, and him that he goes to gym and he's built himself up to look decent, even though that boy be skipping leg day. But, we don't get into that right now. But anyway, she's like, oh yeah, he's fine. So I'm just going to hop on this. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I got a feeling we're going to find out very soon. Well, I think we already know. Moses is trash. He's not the prize. Okay. So I do like how Tisha was like, I didn't know you was that type of girl. I mean, I thought it was trifling. I didn't think you was one of those trifling type of girls. Oh my gosh, y'all, I was screaming laughing because Sunny just paused like, help a what? And Tisha's just like, and what? Like, I didn't think you was that type of chick. She was like, I'm not trifling for finding love and seeing and meeting somebody that I fell in love with. That doesn't make me trifling. But how you went about finding this quote person that you fell in love with was trifling. So it is what it is, Sunny. How you moved was trifling, and you knew you were wrong. Even Kimmy said, she was like, well, Sunny mentioned that she didn't feel right going to sleep that night without trying to reach out to Destiny and tell her. And Kimmy was like, well, see, something in your stomach told you that you had some sort of relationship with Destiny, and you felt it was necessary to say something to her. Something told you that you had some sort of responsibility to Destiny, or you wouldn't have felt bad about not talking to her. And she just kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, but like I said, I was just trying to reach out to her and tell her what was going on. And oh gosh, yeah. If you feel any type of way about a relationship with somebody, if you have any type of relationship, this is the thing, y'all. If this woman has talked to you about her relationship with that guy, you are wrong to not say to this woman at some point, like, I feel like I'm interested in him. And I feel like if you find somebody that you're interested in, okay, so you find that you're interested in them. I guess people ain't completely off limits, but it is, you just got to admit it was a little bit of a snake energy to be like, oh, he's the guy for me. I think I'm about to slide in on this. And that'd be different. She tries to say that, oh, they had been broken up for a long period of time. And then they both come back and say, no, they were still dating when they started talking. Come on now. You slide in while the two of them are still having some type of dealings with one another, and then try to say no, but they was broken up, and then y'all come back and say no, they were kind of still talking in some sort of way. The bottom line is, Sonny, you moved with very much pick-me-shit energy and very desperate energy, and that looks terrible on you as a young Black businesswoman. Because one thing Sonny don't understand, you already got this kind of aesthetic where I'm the it girl. Like she comes with this whole, remember, if y'all remember Hazel E from Love and Hip Hop, she reminds me very much of Hazel E, where it's like, I'm the cute girl and I got this, like a nice braid of hair, and all the girls in the neighborhood are jealous of me and they all want to fight me because I'm so pretty. That's what Sunny gives. She gives that type of, that aesthetic. Like, she thinks that she's super cute and above the other little Black little girls around her, and so they must not like her, and she can't be friends with them because she's prettier than them. She gives that. And I don't know. I'm always hoping that people can kind of clean themselves up, because Sunny, outside of this, she seems like she's smart. She seems like she's a down-to-earth type of girl. But this whole thing, it pretty much erases all of that. It's just like, girl, you just desperate. Like, that's embarrassing for you. So that's all, y'all. We got a lot more coming up in the next coming episodes. I see them talking with Destiny crying about how Melody ain't her friend, and a lot more coming up that's going to be very interesting, very juicy, and I'm here for y'all. So if you like this commentary and you like to hear more, please give me a subscribe and give me a like, and I will chat with you all later. Bye-bye for now.